Okay, good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gamers at Large podcast, episode 41. Good Lord, how time does fly. You already know who this is, Ninja the Zen Game, and I'm your humble host tonight, and along for the ride tonight is the one and only Mr. T. What's going on, man?
Hey fools, how you doing?
Okay, and Jay. What's up?
What's up, people? How y'all doing tonight?
And last but certainly not least, Games Rosa.
Hey everybody.
Okay, tonight we're not going to do what we usually do, which is talk about the week's events, even though it was quite an eventful week. So instead we're going to do something we'd planned, or at least I had planned to do either on my channel or here a couple weeks ago for Nintendo's 125th anniversary, which is to pretty much talk about their great games. And what better way to do so than a already prepared list by IGN. I'm not saying you should go there, I'm just saying, just citing my source. They compiled a list of 125 games, and they numbered them 125 to 1 on what they believe are the greatest games in Nintendo's history, and the order of importance, should I say, what's great and what's not to them. So we're going to be taking them page by page. We're going to chime in and talk about our favorite memories of each game, and we probably just have little conversations here and there and everywhere. You know how we do it. So jumping right into it now, on page 1 of this thing, we got entry number 125, Excitruck. Now, I'll go first on this one. That shocked me. It did. But then I thought to myself, you know what? It's IGN, so why was I expecting anything different? I'm not saying it should be top 10 or top 20, hell, even top 50 material, but come on. The very first thing here on the list, as in to say, out of 125 games, this is absolutely the worst of 125. That's kind of not fair, but hey, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, nah, it shouldn't have been a 125. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have been 125. I mean, it was a pretty decent game. I mean, it wasn't Excitebike, but it was actually a pretty decent game. I'd probably have it in my top 30 at least. I wouldn't have it that low down the list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bunch of other Nintendo games I could think of that were way worse than that. But like you said, it's IGN.
Yeah, it's IGN. So.
Yeah.
All right. Moving down. I'm just gonna give out the rest of this page here. 124. We have the F-Zero X expansion kit. All right, for the 64 DD. If you guys remember what that was. 123 brings us Pilot Wings. 122, New Super Luigi U. Again, I don't agree. 121, the Wonderful 101. This is blasphemy at the highest order. 120 brings us Mario Party 5. 119, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. 118, Marvelous, another Treasure Land. Not familiar. 117, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. 116, Phantom Hourglass, Legend of Zelda. 115, F-Zero X, the original F-Zero X, not the expansion. 114 brings us Dr. Mario, the original. 113, Mario Party 3. 112, Donkey Kong Country Returns. 111, Balloon Fight. That's page 1. So, anything you want to bring up about page 1? Should something be there? Should something not be there? And of the games mentioned here, do you have anything to say about your time with them? If you spent any time with them?
Wow, Balloon Fight is in the top or in the bottom like that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's not like a earth-shattering, game-changing game, but it is a classic. To
Yes,
have
it
that
is.
low. Wow.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, man. Personally, Luigi U, even though it's just DLC, I mean, yeah, it could be. It was a standalone game, but
Is it me, or do you feel like they stretched this list out to hit 125 because, like, the expansion for F-Zero? I mean,
yeah,
how many people actually at IGN actually even played that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
That's a joke.
But it's silly, to be honest, man, because
It's pretty silly.
it's kind of ridiculous. All right, so let's see. We've got at 110 Sin and Punishment for the N64. Wave Race 64 at 109. Banjo Tooie at, oh my god, blasphemy!
Oh, are you kidding me?
Banjo-Tooie at 108.
Oh my goodness.
Kirby Superstar Saga at 107. Pilot Wing 64 at 106. Mario Paint at 105. Mario Artist Talent Studio at 104. Not familiar. New Super Mario Bros. Wii at 103. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword
Huh?
at 102.
Are you what?
Side Bike, the original, at 101.
What?
The original Fire Emblem at 100. Luigi's Mansion at 99. Picross DS at 98. Metroid Fusion at 97. Mario Tennis at 96. And that's page 2. Oh my god. IGN.
Wow.
They put Skyward Sword that low?
That's like putting Lion King as number 10 and putting Frozen in front in number
Didn't
1.
they give Skyward Sword a 10?
At 10.
Yes,
According to
they-
IGN. That was their best Zelda game ever, according to IGN.
Right. I
Nobody
remember
else said this. They said that. So,
But it's in the oh my god. It's
And
in
you
the
put
100s on the list.
yeah, 102.
102. Wow.
Holy wow. Okay. Right. I'm kind of lost for words here. But anyway, anything to say about the games on them? Any fun memories with any of the games there mentioned thus far?
Banjo-Tooie.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? What number was it?
If I remember correctly, that was 103, not 103, not bad. Need to go back a second. Give me 1 second here. A bit of a technical error. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Banjo-Tooie was at number 108. Yeah.
Wow. It's in the top 5 3D platformers of all time, as far as I'm concerned, and it's 108.
Mhm.
On there, wow.
All kinds of
Must be some
silliness.
great games.
All kinds of silliness.
Wow.
Okay, so 95 brings us Blast Corps. 94, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I haven't played that game, but I hear that game's great. So to see it so high up. 93 brings us Mario Brothers. This is the actual original Mario Brothers. You know the one.
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap comes at 92. Pokemon Conquest at 91. 90 brings us Street Pass games. Find Me, Forest, and Flower Town. Okay then. 89, Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks rates higher than Skyward Sword. You know what? 88, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. 87, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. 86, Pushmo. 85, Donkey Kong Country. 84, Kirby's Adventure. 83, Osu Takake. Tatake. Oidan. That's a real Japanese name, and I have no idea what I just said.
Something fight, something.
82, 1080 snowboarding. 81, the original Pikmin. And that's page 3. Can't say I see much to argue about on this page. Just Donkey Kong Country is a bit too high. Again, it's almost like they have a lot of these games really high up, and you gotta wonder what's down below. I remember the first time I put on actually put in the cartridge with Donkey Kong Country, and so what they had managed to achieve with those graphics back then, and that was amazing to me because, hey, sorry, but it looked real. It looked real to me. At that time, that was pretty damn good for, the SNES and for the era in which we were at the time. But, hey, if IGN says it's 85, then I suppose it's 85. Who are we to argue, right?
Did I hear a Donkey Kong Country in there somewhere?
Yeah, 85.
Oh my god.
So exciting, guys. What is it exactly that we're talking about?
Yes. Okay, so let me just brief you quickly. We're doing 125 of Nintendo's greatest games, according to IGN. Alright, so we're going down their list.
And we've got some of these games like Skyward Sword and, Wonderful 101. And
Yeah, it's very high up, and it's ridiculous. Absolutely. So we're trying to figure out exactly why these games are higher up, and honestly, it can't really be understood, to be honest.
So
But
Nintendo fanboys can get upset and talk about it like we are right now.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I suppose. Clickbait, people, clickbait, and we just fell into the trap full time.
Yes, we did. We fell into it head first. Cause some of this stuff, yeah, we fell into this.
Yep.
Okay, so
God.
we're
So
up to 81.
we're actually buying into IGN's garbage.
Yes, we are. We are.
Okay.
Okay. Page 4 brings us 80. 80. Diddy Kong Racing. Oh!
Oh.
Oh my God! No!
Diddy
No!
Kong
No!
Racing.
No! 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 No!
I don't. This is just
Blasphemy.
yes, pretty much. I was trying to find another word, but I don't think there is another word that can be used because.
All right,
Keep going, Zen, keep going. It gets better. Keep going.
No, but Diddy Kong Racing, come on, man. I think Diddy Kong Racing overall is better game than Mario Kart if you're talking on pure technicality and skill.
And I've said as much 1,000 times over, but IGN doesn't agree, and we're not IGN, so.
Dude, it gets better. Keep going.
Okay, 79 brings us Super Smash Bros. The original. Super Mario at 78.
Someone
Drill
needs to get slapped again.
Yes, they did. Drill Dozer at 77. Kid Icarus at 76. Animal Crossing Wild World at 75. Metroid the original at 74. NES Remix at 73. NES Remix 2, my bad. Super Mario Kart at 72. Jesus Christ.
Oh, please.
Metroid Prime 3 at 71.
I was just about to say, please skip that one. How dare Metroid Prime 3? Look, let me say something quickly about Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 3, if you look at that game was highly acclaimed despite going up against BioShock, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed, Halo 3, and what was the other game again? Halo 3 and was that all of them? There's one more, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah.
No, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1. It went up against Juggernauts, and it was still very highly acclaimed. And let's be honest, the game is amazing. I mean,
Can't touch it.
Exactly. Like, I mean, Metroid. Everyone touts Metroid Prime 1 for being the best one, and in terms of aesthetics, yes, I would say that as well. But in terms of just actually evolving the franchise and everything, and I said this in the last podcast with Zen, it done so much right that Prime 2 and 1 didn't.
So I suppose we now know the source of IGN's statements when they said the Metroid series was struggling.
And didn't they rate Metroid? It wasn't Metroid Prime 3 one of their highest rated games.
It is
in
9.8
in 2007. Yeah, I mean they rated it the same as Halo 3.
My God.
It was a 9.8.
Anyway, 70. The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Seasons. 69 brings us Perfect Dark. I'm not even going to touch that one. 68, Fire Golf World Tour. 67, F-Zero. 66, New Super Mario Bros. Alright, that's page 4. My goodness. You know what, guys? Show over. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is a horrible idea.
You don't even want to see. You don't even want to see what's at 65.
Oh my God.
Let's just say, how about this? Just finish it off.
Mario Kart DS is at 65.
Oh no.
And that's probably the best Mario
65.
Kart game. That is probably the best one.
It's my second favorite one.
IGN, are you smoking? Are you smoking? Something's got to be wrong with you people.
Twilight Princess is somehow at 62.
64 brings us Donkey Kong Country 2. Animal Crossing at 63. Twilight Princess, 62.
They should slap themselves for that again.
61 Nintendogs. Nintendogs beats all the... Alright, you know what?
I'm sorry, but Miyamoto created that amazing game. So even though Legend of Zelda takes a lot of hard work and a lot of somewhat money, Nintendo still beats it.
And the joke of it is, what's ahead of that? Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Oh my
all right,
goodness.
that's all right. Okay, they tripping.
They absolutely tripping, man. And see, this is what happens when you and your office mates over at IGN, your crewmates, whatever, you sit there, you smoke some good stuff, and then you say, you know what, let's make a list of games. let's not consider what these games actually deserve in terms of merit. Let's just compile a list and just throw it out there.
You know, I think they actually went in on the top 10. I guess we'll get to that. But I think for the rest of them, they just do them in like a randomizer or something.
Here's the joke. Guess where Wii Sports is? It's 34.
Are you okay? So, all right, Wii Sports, a launch title, beats out Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Holy crap, man!
Welcome to the new age.
Picking up from
the new age.
Picking up from page 6, page 6 out of 9, with number 50 being the original NES remix. Super Mario 3D Land brings us 49, 48. Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Sunshine comes in at 47. Xenoblade Chronicles at 46.
Are you freaking
What
kidding
was
me?
broken? I don't understand what was broken
We
about
got
that game.
Wii Sports by like 30 slots.
Wow. Wii Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, Wii Sports officially better.
I'm gonna give a spoiler.
Well, we gotta take it.
I'm gonna give a spoiler alert here that's gonna make us all go apeshit right now.
Mm.
Do you know what's in number 4?
No, I haven't. Well, yeah, I think so, but I can't remember what was it.
Tetris.
Tetris. Well, actually, 45 is Tetris DS, so.
Tetris Game Boy.
Tetris Game Boy.
But nah, don't get me wrong. I love Tetris, but like, why is it at number 4 compared to some of these games?
Because IGN is amazing.
I have no idea. 44 brings us Pokemon X and Y. 43 Super Mario 3D World.
Ew, God.
42 The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. 41 The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This is insane. They just bunched 3 of the best games that I could just spit out, off the top of my head, together in the 40s. To be beat by stuff like Wii Sports and Tetris. IGN. 40 Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Metroid Zero Mission is 39. Wario Land 4 is 38. Advance Wars is 37. Donkey Kong 94 is 36. Yeah, that's page 6. Wow. So we're getting down to it now. So let's see what IGN believes are within the top 30. But first, these 5. 35, the original Donkey Kong. 34, Wii Sports. We knew that. Super Mario Galaxy 2 at 33. 32. Pokemon Gold Silver Crystal. I guess that's whatever. 31 Double Dash. I know a lot of Double Dash guys are gonna be going crazy about that.
Double Dash is not
My
that
favorite
great.
Mario.
All right, so we're within the top 30.
To be honest, I don't think Double Dash is all that great. In all honesty, I mean the mechanic of switching characters was great, but the actual driving was not that great. Like it was quite. The driving mechanics were a bit broken.
All the hate to him.
Oh, we're not. Yeah. Send all your hate mail too.
The opinions of Little MMO6 Micah are not the opinions of the gamers at large. Please address all hate mail to him.
Side effects may cause nausea, death, even
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
sending
go with
mine.
that.
Hey, look. If you lot don't, if you lot out there listening don't like my opinion, well, fuck you.
Oh, girl. Right, to the point. All right, so 30 gives us WarioWare Twisted. I'm not even sure why this. Anyway, you know what? I'm not even questioning IGN anymore. I'm done. 29 brings us Super Mario RPG: The Legend of the Seven Stars. That's very high up, but at least it isn't in the hundreds. Earthbound is 28. Mario Kart 8 is 27. All right.
One of the most broken ones. Okay,
Wow.
carry on.
All right, fine. We can live with that. It's okay. Breathe. 26, Animal Crossing New Leaf. Star Fox
Okay.
64, 25. Pokemon Black White, 24. GoldenEye 6, frickin'
The most-
7 at 23. Really? This isn't top 10, IGN? Good lord. You people don't know
Probably
anything.
the best and one of the only decent 007 games.
Ever. 22, Banjo-Kazooie. All right. So, in other words, Banjo-Tooie was so horrible that it was all the way up at 108, but Banjo-Kazooie was so much better that it dropped all the way down to 22. Right.
I
Fire
guess
Emblem Awakening at 21. Okay. That's totally legit. So, we're in our top 10s now. Okay, good. Many persons will be happy to know that F-Zero GX ranks 20, according to IGN. Melee, Smash Bros. Melee is at 19. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games at 18. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker at 17. I'm fairly sure it would not have placed there if not for the HD remake.
Yeah.
Punch Out at 16. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island at 15. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening at 14. Mario Kart 64 at 13. The original Super Mario Galaxy at 12. Acceptable. The Legend of Zelda, the original, at 11. And now we're within the last 10. Let's find out what games, according to IGN, are the top 10 games of all time from Nintendo. Let me know if you agree with each of these entries. At number 10, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow.
It deserves it.
All right, I suppose so. Rosa?
Yeah, I can roll with that.
You can
Yeah.
go with that. All right.
Pokemon.
It's Pokemon.
It's the first one I played, so maybe it's a nostalgia thing.
It basically started it, so yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think I just like it for the cheat.
Nah.
At number 9, Super Mario Bros. 3.
I can live with that.
Should be higher.
Yeah.
Should be higher.
I feel like it should be a
It
little higher.
should- that one should be higher. I'm sorry.
At number 8, Super Mario World.
I can live with that. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
talking on the basis of 125 games, I can live with 8.
But I'm sorry, three should have been higher than Mario World.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I don't
should.
know. Well, this may seem blasphemy to you guys, but I actually prefer Super Mario World to Super Mario Bros. 3.
Blasphemy.
But I think it's because it's the first one I played. I think it may be because it's the first one I played. I didn't play Super Mario Brothers 3 until I played the Game Boy version.
Because you're a youngster, that's why.
Nah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, don't hate on the youth, old man.
Okay, you'll be very happy to hear this, Micah. Metroid Prime at number 7.
But you know, I mean, the only reason I agree with this because when you look at the highest rated games of all time, Metroid Prime is around at around number 7. But you know, from my own personal bias, I would rate it higher.
Of course. Number 6, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Should be higher.
Yeah,
That is top 3.
top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5, Super Mario 64.
I can live with that.
I can roll with
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. That comes down to personal taste.
Personally, I think it should be higher, but you know, I can live with it.
Then we got this Tetris nonsense for the Game Boy at number 4.
Yeah, slap yourself, IGN.
That shouldn't even be there.
it.
That shouldn't even be there.
IGN, put yourself in front of a 50 caliber and let someone fire the trigger right now.
Now, there are a lot of people listening right now. I'm sure it's like, okay, Ocarina of Time's got to be number 1, right? Got to be number 1? No. It's number 3. So,
Ooh, I can see the hate coming in right now.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not liking that one.
Them Zelda fanboys have their pitchforks and 50 calibers ready.
Hey, we not inciting any violence, right? If you actually do that, you do that on your own, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying this is me. I'm saying this is the Zelda fanboys.
I will say this though, I do disagree with that, seeing as how they
Ocarina of
usually
Time
praise.
is-
Yeah.
Ocarina
that
of Time is like
hell.
the highest rated Zelda game ever, and it is the second highest rated game of all time.
Which is very true, but Super Metroid comes in at number 2.
And it was number 1 for 14 years running.
Yeah. So this I agree with somewhat, but I honestly would not have had it this high, to be honest. Good game, great game. But
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but it's I'm gonna leave it because I'm just biased. I love Metroid.
And the number 1 game of their list of 125, as messy and broken as it was, and the number 1 game of all time from Nintendo, according to IGN, is Super Mario Brothers. And I have to say, I do not agree.
I don't. Super Mario Brothers was good for its time.
It was
But
good.
now,
It started a trend, but if that's what you're rating it on, yeah, then
I
it
mean,
will become
you're talking about a game that you can finish in like 5 minutes.
very true.
I think they're rating it on as far as industry impact that it
That's
had. I
it.
think that's what they're
That's it.
rating it on. And you can't really do that. You can't do that. You have to rate it on how great of a game it is compared to these other games. So
Man, it's IGN. They never do that. What's wrong?
So now that we've gotten to the end of IGN's broken list,
it's broken.
yeah, and you guys have gotten your memories refreshed in some of IGN's greatest, not IGN, some of your greatest games from Nintendo's
Look,
past.
this is basically Battlefield Nintendo Edition.
Yeah, pretty much. Can you all give us maybe a top 10, or if you can't manage that, a top 5 of what you believe should be top 5? Let's go with Rosa first.
Wow, what the frick? I would say my 5 would be, let me see, Twilight Princess. My 4 would be, Metroid Prime.
Hmm.
My number 3 would be, Xenoblade. My number 2 would be Skyward Sword. My number 1, yes, some of the other Zeldas are in my top 10. But my number 1, this is really hard actually. I can't come up with this one. Um,
What's your favorite Nintendo game of all time?
Yo, man, that's hard. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna have to just go with one out of the top of my head. Let's go with. Hey, I can't, dude. I can't. It's just so freaking
Yeah.
hard.
It's like asking to choose between your children, right? I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jay, you have any more luck than friend Rosa here? Give us a top 10, top 5, top anything. Jay? Oh, looks like we lost him, I guess.
Oh yeah, he just dropped.
Oh, I've been talking to ghost people, holes in the internet. All right, well, T, you.
All right, I'm working on it right now, but let me finish it up here. Okay, so we got my number 1 is The Link to the Past. Number 2 is Mario 64. Number 3 is Super Metroid. Number 4 is Super Mario Brothers 3. And my number 5, number 5. My list is gonna sway towards morely Super Mario 60 or Super Mario 64 towards the N64 because it was my all-time favorite console. So I'm gonna have to finish that out with Star Fox 64.
Nice, nice. All right, Micah, you give it a shot. Micah? Wow, lots of holes in the internet today. Or he's just.
No, I'm here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
2 seconds. I'm coming.
Okay, well, Jay, do we have you again? No?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
All right.
Had a problem with my connection.
Yeah, well, it happens, man. It happens. But we were given our top 10s or 5s, if that's all you can manage off the top of your head. I know it's a tough task to ask of you, but you want to reorder these to give us your top 10 or 5 best Nintendo games of all time, man?
My top 10?
Mm-hmm. As you would have it?
My top 10, yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Number 10 would probably be, for me personally, crap, what's the game? Jet Force Gemini. Number 9
yes.
would be number 9 would be Perfect Dark. Number 8 would be A Link to the Past for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 would wind up being New Super Mario Brothers, the one on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 would be Super Mario World. Number 5 would be Majora's 4. Would be Super Mario Brothers 3. Number 3 would be Metroid Prime 3. Number 2 would be Metroid Prime 1, and number 1 would be Ocarina of Time.
All right,
So the
nice.
fanboy.
Solid list. But one of your games on there, Jet Force Gemini, not even being on IGN's 125 just shows how blasphemous this thing actually is. It wasn't even there.
Oh wow! I just realized it wasn't on there. That's crazy.
Yep. It wasn't even there. Oh, good
Okay.
lord.
I'm ready.
Okay, go for it, man.
I'd say Kirby's Adventure on the NES. That's 10.
All right.
Number 9, Super Mario. No, not Super Mario. Number 9, I would say Pikmin 3. What else? So far, at the moment, Pikmin 3 is my favorite Wii U game, if I have to be honest.
Interesting.
But what else is there? I think that's number 9. Number 8, I would say Super Mario World. 7, Mario Kart DS. 6 would be Ocarina of Time. Let me see. 5, Metroid Prime 2. Actually, no. Let me see. 6 would be Super Mario 64. 5 would be Paper Mario. Then 4 would be Ocarina of Time. Then Then this is the top 4 is the hardest one now. I'd have to say Twilight Princess, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime 1, and then Skyward Sword.
All right. It's very solid, very solid. Okay, my turn. My top 10, let's go with number 10. I'll have to give it to Last Story. I love that game. I absolutely love that game. And I don't think that game got as much acclaim as it should have. It was very decent. It was very good.
I still have it in the disc and have it in the case and haven't played it yet.
Get on it. Number 9, I'm gonna have to give it to Jet Force Gemini. That not again blasphemy. IGN. Come on, what's wrong with you people? Number 8, I'm gonna give that to Star Fox Adventures. Yes, I liked it.
Star Fox Adventures was awesome.
Ocarina of Time doesn't rank number one with me, but I will give it number 7. Metro Prime 1 and 2, I have to give it a split spot. It's a little bit of a tie, so that's number 6. 3D World comes in at 3D World comes in at 5. Galaxy 1 and 2, that's also a tie. I'd have to give that a 4. Xenoblade comes in at 3. Okay, 1 and 2. Wow. What should I put here, man? It's between 2 games, but you know what? Screw it. Screw it. I'll give my number 2 game. Rosa, man, I know what you're going through, man. I know what you're going through.
Exactly.
It's actually pretty tough here. It's actually pretty tough, but I'll give it to Super Mario 64. Number 2.
Dang.
And number 1, I could be biased here, but screw it, it's my list. Diddy Kong Racing. That game was beautiful. It was magical in everything that it did. So.
But you know, when I'm looking back at my list at top 10, I don't know if everyone else feels this way, but it's just like, if you were to do it again, I'm not saying we should do it again, but if you were to do that top 10 list again, like say a week from now, it would probably be a bit different. Like, you know, because there's so many games you want to put in that top 10 spot, but it's just like, you know, you have to kind of just decide there and then what it is at the moment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't finish my list. I just finished it.
Okay, go ahead.
And I just want to say, preface it is by saying I didn't want to add too many games from the same franchise. You know, because I feel like, you know, the greatest game of that franchise represents, you know, the whole franchise to me. So that's what I was trying to do. And like I said, my list is N64 top heavy because that's my favorite console of all time.
Right.
So quickly, let me just go through again. Link to the Past was my number 1. Mario 64 is my number 2. Metroid, Super Metroid is my number 3. Mario 3 is my number 4. Star Fox 64 is my number 5. Ocarina of Time is my number 6. Metroid Prime is my number 7. Banjo-Kazooie is my number 8. Jet Force Gemini is my number 9. And GoldenEye 007 is my number 10. And it's like, those are really interchangeable. You know, but I feel like those are my top 10. Those are always going to be my top 10. So, no matter what comes out.
Well, right now, my bias is hating on you for putting Metroid Prime in number 7.
And honestly,
at this point, it doesn't matter if it's in that top 10. As far as I'm concerned, it's obviously one of your favorite games of all time. So
to be honest, it's just like there's certain games I didn't even think of that when I heard you guys say certain things, I would have put in my top 10. Like I didn't even think to put Xenoblade in my top 10, and I should have. You know, so it's like there's so much quality games in Nintendo's library. You can't really confine it to top 10. They're all good in their own way.
Yeah, like Zen said, it's like picking your favorite kid. You know, you can't really.
Exactly. Imagine you have, you know,
it's like picking. No, it's like picking your favorite kid, and you're a Caribbean man that just went wild.
I mean, you got that many kids. You're like, okay, you 10, you drown because I love these guys more.
Oh man,
that's messed up, right? You can't do that. So
you can't
it's very tough, and all of us here, even all of you listening, I'm sure you've given enough time. You can compile a list of, let's say, 30 games that you like from Nintendo's history easily, because there have been just that many games that you really enjoy from past systems, past eras. But really to bring it to compile that, to bring it right down to 10 is very, very tough. But that was IGN's way of celebrating Nintendo's 125th, and we just gave us our corrected list, so at least from our opinion. So I'm not a particularly wicked person, so I won't want to subject you guys to any more of this vomit-inducing nonsense. So what we're going to do right now is something we had not planned to do. We have a little bit more time left. A really, really special demo came out this week. Very stealth demo came out this week on the Nintendo eShop. Bayonetta 2. A lot of people got their hands on it. I'm fairly sure everyone with me here got their hands on it. So one by one, Rosa, you go first. Just give us your your early opinions on the game. What do you think?
It's fast. It's actiony. It runs in good. It runs in good, sexy frames per second. It's great. I cannot wait for the full game, and it comes out basically next week, if you say, because we're already entering the new week.
Well,
so it basically comes.
For me, it's definitely next week because I've already entered the next week.
Yeah, you're already on Monday, but it's yeah. So it literally comes out next week. Like when I played the demo, because I played Bayonetta 1 on the PS3, and you know how that version was just horrible. But I managed, and I beat it. So then I go to Bayonetta 2. I'm just like, what the frick did they just do? They fully fixed everything. They made it more optimized for the Wii U. Everything's great about it so far. It actually has color, which is something I didn't like about the first one, because it just felt so dull to me.
Yeah.
But this demo is a great demonstration of what the game's gonna be and how what more there actually is going to be in the game. Because remember, this is just a demo, and yet you're facing like 2 bosses, okay? And you got like these 2 huge other ones, and then you're versing the demon. Like, what the heck, So, and that's just in the beginning because it said prologue. So I'm just saying. But yeah, in total, this game, I just can't wait for it.
All right, cool. Who's up next? Anything you want to share about your time with the demo? T, you had any time with it?
Well, yeah, I got my video up on it, so make sure you check that out. Shameless plug. But yeah, man, Rosa said it best, the sexy frames per second. The thing about this game is like basically every Nintendo channel, at least all the ones I'm subscribed to, put a video up on it back to back. So it's kind of hard to who video should I run to. But like the video, like the uploads that people been putting out, doesn't do the game justice. Like, you know, that's understandable because this is YouTube, and you know, it has a compression, and also obviously YouTube doesn't do 60 frames per second. So you know, if you can't do 60 frames per second, then you ain't gonna really understand how awesome this game is. I mean, it's just like you said, it's just silky smooth gameplay, and you know, obviously, Digital Foundry did their little test or whatever. It was a joke, and I just, you know, like, this isn't just for Bayonetta as far as I'm concerned. Any game that came out that's 60 frames per second that I've played, I just never noticed these, you know, crazy frame rate drops when I'm playing it. So, you know, I think stuff like Digital Foundry, they just hurt games. They hurt the impact and the fun of games, because you watch that stuff and then you go into the game looking for it. You know, you start looking for the drops, and then you stop enjoying the game, and that's the bad side of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but this game, and like I said, this game is I haven't, like I said, we haven't played the full version, and I only had some short time with Bayonetta the first one. I actually talk about that in my video, so make sure you check it out. But this game feels like it's gonna be the best action game I've ever played. Just going from the demo alone, and I can't wait to get on it. So.
All right, cool. Well, as for me, my story with Bayonetta as a franchise is a little bit of a strange one, but somewhat typical at the same time. Again, I did not play the original. I did try the demo on the Xbox 360, and honestly, the impression I walked away with wasn't good. I played it and I'm like, shit is trash, man. And I put that down and I never looked at it again. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, you know, maybe it has something to do with the console it's on, some sort of fanboyism thing, you know, colored my opinion. I don't think so. Maybe it's a frame rate, as T would say, the 60 frames per second, or maybe it's resolution. I have no idea, but the experience from this demo was night and day difference. It was so much better. Or maybe that demo is just trash. I don't know.
I was gonna mention that myself. I'm glad you brought that up. Just want to say real quick that maybe you know, the demo wasn't that good, because myself particularly, I didn't like the Wonderful 101's demo. I thought it didn't do the game justice at all, and that might have even hurt the sales. And it seems like the first Bayonetta demo for you didn't do it for you, and it might have hurt your experience of actually getting a purchase on it. So
right. Well, I think that's exactly what happened, man. But now that I've experienced Bayonetta 2, it feels pretty good. It feels good, better than it did on my first try. I have no idea what was going on that day, but it has changed my opinion. And honestly, I've gone from being somewhat on the fence, even though I was still going to get the copy, give it another try, but now I'm more confident in that decision. Right? So I'm gonna give Bayonetta 1 another try, get into Bayonetta 2, see what's up, and come away from it and see what's my overall opinion on the franchise, parts 1 and 2. See what's up. Prior to this, I was not willing to do that. Even if Bayonetta 2 was multi-plat across all platforms, I'd be like, eh. But this demo really did it for me. Something about it. I have no idea what it is, but it did it. And eventually I'll be getting my hands on it and see what's up. Maybe I might actually grow to love the franchise. Because to say I do, I don't. I like the character. She's different. She's unique in that sense. Quite a long stretch away from what you normally see in this industry. But yeah, but as for the franchise itself, I don't really have a huge amount of love for it. So we'll see if that changes once I get my hands on Bayonetta 1, and eventually, once I play 1, I'll be playing 1 first, by the way, and 2. Let's see, Micah, did you get your hands on it?
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is trash. It sold like crap in Japan. You know, this Digital Foundry said it's unplayable, so, you know, it should have come to the PS4 or the Xbox One. It's garbage. No, I'm joking. Now I played the demo. Like I rushed home to download and play the demo the moment I heard it was out. Like, cause I'm actually a big fan of Bayonetta. Like, I didn't know Bayonetta, because the thing what you gotta understand with the UK is when it comes to gaming is that, you know, UK gamers are a very generic bunch. You know, they tend to go for the same stuff over and over again. That's why FIFA sells so well over here. That's why COD sells so well over here. It's just, you know, like most people who have a console in this day and age, they only play pretty much those two games on it, and Grand Theft Auto as well. It's just like gaming is a fashion trend over here. So certain games don't get marketed. Like games like Call of Duty, they have billboards. Whereas, you know, a game like Bayonetta, like when I heard about games like Bayonetta and Darksiders, you know, when I heard about Darksiders 2 and I heard about Bayonetta 2, I didn't even know a Bayonetta 1 or a Darksiders 1 even existed. So when I heard about Bayonetta 2, I thought, you know, let me do some research on the game, same with Darksiders as well, because Darksiders was a game as well that when I played the first one, I kind of, you know, I really got into the series, even though Darksiders 2 kind of killed it for me. But yeah, so with so I did some research on Bayonetta. It looked like a fun game. You know, when I bought an Xbox 360, when I had my Xbox 360 and I went to buy Halo 4, I also asked if they had a copy of Bayonetta in store, and they said it was only £7. So, you know, I thought, you know what, but £7 ain't no massive loss in pocket. So, you know, I'll buy it, give it a try, and then from there, I fell in love with the game so much so that, you know, when I had to sell my Xbox for, you know, for personal reasons, you know, when I saw the trading value of Bayonetta 1, you know, I said to myself, I'm not doing this game justice by trading it in for so little. I'd rather give the game to someone else and let them enjoy the experience, which is what I did in the end. I gave it to a friend as a birthday present. You know, so yeah, I just couldn't sell the game. I couldn't sell the game knowing that's all I'd be getting for it, because not even just because of the fact that would be all I'm getting, because if it was a crap game, I wouldn't give a crap. Like, you know, give me whatever for it. I just don't want to see it anymore. But Bayonetta, I said to myself, I'd rather hold on to the game with no intention to buy a new Xbox than sell it, because to me it was that good and there was that much quality within that game. I absolutely loved the game. So I was all on board with Bayonetta 2, you know, especially after I saw like the trailers and stuff for it. And then playing the demo, like, it's insane. There isn't anything like it that has come out this year or since, say, there hasn't been anything that's come out like it this year. There hasn't been any action game that comes near it that has come out since pretty much the first Bayonetta. So, you know, it's an amazing game. It really does deserve. Just from playing the demo alone, I can see that this deserves Game of the Year. And it's just like, this is just the prologue. You know, the prologue makes you feel like, you know, you've already like what was in the prologue is like halfway through a typical action game, what you'd normally see. Like, I mean, and like T said, the YouTube doesn't do it justice, because when you face off against Gamora, like, that was just gorgeous. Like, Jinx. I'm joking, but that was just gorgeous. Like, every aspect of that fight, it's just like all that mad action going on, and the game still looks so nice. It's just like, you know, when I'm playing that game, the first thought that pops into my head is, digital who?
I mean, the demo itself.
I mean, like T said, it's 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
that's bold. That's like T said, that is bulge worthy.
Exactly, man. To play off what you said, the demo itself, in terms of time spent in it, is not particularly long. I'm thinking 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But what they have you do in that time, it's like, you know, there's these giant demons, and you're in a train, and you're in a freaking jet, and then you're going up a tower. It's like, holy.
Yeah, big demon from big sword all over the place and everything.
It's just it's action packed, right? And as he said, if that's just a prologue, then what must the final act of the game look like?
Right. I mean, combine that, the demo with what they were saying in the direct for the game. I can't remember the exact quote. One of the people that were playing it was, I don't know if he was a developer or not, but he was talking about how he was doing all this crazy stuff, and it was only like level 2 or something. He was like, he was blown away already. Like he knew there was so many more levels to go. Like if that was
just from the demo alone, I can understand why Edge gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And Edge is probably one of the they're somewhat fair, but they're probably one of the harshest reviewers out there.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
definitely agreed. Definitely agreed. But Jay, man, we haven't heard from you. With your time with the demo, I know you uploaded a video, but you got anything to say about the demo? Anything that you took away from your experience with it?
You see Jay? Because I don't see him.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the window because Jay just fell through a hole in the internet again. God damn, man, we got to fill up those potholes. Okay, so yeah, well, you see, again, from my personal opinion, it's going to be a rather new experience for me getting into it, and I will see what my final thoughts on the franchise will be. I'll buy it, I'll play it, and we'll see what's up. But for the time being, it's tentative, and he's back. It is tentative. Yeah, we're having some technical issues, but you know it always happens. And
it's Google.
It's Google and completely cool. Do we have you, Jay? I guess not. Okay.
Got his likeness.
We got somebody. Got somebody.
He's with us in spirit, digital spirit.
Oh. Okay, so do you gents have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap tonight? Is there anything else you want to bring up?
How long have we got?
I want to say 10, 15 minutes.
Just a quick topic that I want to bring up. You know, it doesn't have to be one that goes on for too long. I may even do a podcast on that at some point. Mm-hmm. It was based on a video I've done on my channel, and like just a topic on like the importance of video game graphics and how we view them. Because me personally, I don't think, you know, we get a lot of people that say, you know, we get a lot of Nintendo fans that say, oh, who gives a crap about graphics? It's all about gameplay. And we have obviously the rest of the gaming community who says graphics, 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 graphics. You know, you can put a peeping stinking turd on the screen as long as it runs at 60 frames per second, as in 1080p, and has gorgeous textures. It's a great game, you know. But you know, for me, I feel that both sides of the coin look at it wrong, because I do believe that graphics are important, but it's how we view them. I think just we view too much surface value, like what we see on the surface, and not actually appreciate the art for what it is and what the system was capable of doing. So I just wanted to know like everyone's kind of like thoughts on that, because you know I look back on games that even from the NES era that still look good to this day, in my opinion. I mean, you know, for me it's about appreciating the art as opposed to just, you know, saying, oh, it looks so real.
Well, you know where I stand with that, man. You know where I stand with that. Graphics are indeed important. Right?
Of course they are.
Fidelity is important. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, it's not important, because that would make me a liar. But truthfully speaking, it's just part of what makes a game great. And honestly, I think we've gotten to the point in the industry where at least the visual fidelity of things, we've gotten to that point where it's good, right? It's reached a standard now. If we can maintain it, then that's awesome. Now,
yeah, like, so I just want to add this part here, where just in accordance to what you said, that thing, these consoles, like, we're in a time where these consoles have more than enough power to produce good-looking games, and none of these consoles have any excuses. So I don't think, you know, that's just in accordance to what you were saying. Like, none of these consoles, in my opinion, have any excuse to produce a bad-looking game.
Right, entirely true. But now we need to start focusing on other things that, you know, deserve a little more attention. And you know where my bias for music is, right? So video game music, start focusing on that. You know, orchestrated stuff. You know, no more of that random rock music. I'm getting tired of that. Honestly, it does not go with everything.
You need both.
I'm telling you, man. It's like, you know, you go kill a guy. No, no. That takes me out of the experience immediately. No. I'm not saying, you know, you got to play some Beethoven for me to go kill somebody. No, just have it match. You know, match the mood to the music. That's all I'm asking.
And it's with the music, it's just like every piece of music that plays in a lot of these dude bro games, the message behind the music just seems to be, I have the biggest balls here doing this.
Exactly, man. So, you know, I believe, you know, things like that. You know, get better AI, right? That's something a lot of people have issues with. That even myself have some issues with. You know, better AI, get top-notch AI programming into the game instead of focusing on all the graphics and so forth. You know, there are so many other facets of game design that you can focus on to make your overall package a lot better. It's not just visual fidelity. While yes, it is important, it's not the whole picture. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we all want to. I mean, like, if you say you don't care about graphics, then you're lying. I mean, that's just it. But the thing is, I think for the most part, people are just wording their argument wrong. I think what they mean is that they don't want great graphics in the detriment of great gameplay.
Which is understandable.
Because these days especially, graphics are always the thing that we first see. It's the first thing you see is how the game looks. So it's understandable that we want a pretty game, but a lot of times there's so much time that's put into hairs on a person's back and stuff that doesn't really matter to the actual game itself, that they don't put enough time into the gameplay part of it. And that's where I think most gamers are talking about, especially on the Nintendo side, is that, like you said, games now look really good. Can they look better? Yes, but they're good enough to where you can spend equal amount of time on that, and as well as you spend on the gameplay. So we just want that, and I want to tie it into I think what'll make sense for a lot of people is that when I was in film school, I didn't believe this then, but when I was in film school, one of my instructors would always tell me that it's great to have a beautifully shot film with great visuals and all that stuff, but if the story is trash, nobody cares, or if the sound is so big, people don't even realize how important sound is. Like a lot of the people we watch on YouTube still use 480p videos, but and we still watch them because their sound is good or well enough, to where we can understand the points without having to turn on our headphones up to 100 to hear what they're saying. So if you have good sound, you're coming through well, good audio, basically same thing for video games, you can get by with not having the best visuals. And at the end of the day, the gameplay and the sound is what's going to keep you playing that game. So because I'll still go back and play Pong because it's even though it's not visually all that, it's satisfying because it's the controls are so spot on. Like if the controls sucked and the gameplay wasn't still fun to me, I wouldn't play it. But because those older games are still great at the gameplay and great at the controls and all the stuff, that you should be caring about, the other stuff as far as the graphics go doesn't matter as much. So.
A lot of the persons who bring up these points, right? All they're trying to say is they don't want graphics superseding every other part of the game, right? And honestly, realistically speaking, the reason why graphics always seems to take the lead, right, is because one, it's easily marketable. Again, what you said, T, it's the first thing we see, and it's the easiest thing to communicate. Hey, this looks good. Buy it.
It's like the catering industry, where I one of the biggest issues I have with the catering industry, because I've worked in it quite a bit, is that they're so focused on the food presentation and everything, and they're so focused on just the food presentation and the service, which to me is important, don't get me wrong, but there's a lack of focus on the actual quality of the food, because I taste a lot of the food that these people are spending X amount of money on, and it's very dry and basic, and sometimes it actually just tastes like garbage. In fact,
it looks awesome, but it tastes like crap.
Yeah. But because of the status quo, because of the status quo that the people follow that buy this stuff, for them, their status quo tells them that the service and the presentation of the food is more important than the actual quality of the food. So it's just like, when we work in that industry, we're busting our necks to give a good the chefs are busting their necks to make the food presentable, and the staff are busting their necks to deliver a great service, despite the fact that we're getting paid minimum wage. And and it's just like the food is just not that great. And when you're a person like me who loves great food, and can cook great food as well, to actually be serving people this stuff and be pretending, when they ask for like recommendations or things like that, or when they ask certain questions, when they say, "Oh, the food was great," blah blah, it's just like I don't even really know how to respond, because really I want to turn around and say this stuff is garbage. It's like a lot of times they ask, "Did you cook the food?" as a joke, because they damn well know I didn't cook the food. Otherwise I wouldn't be serving them right now. I always say to them, "Nope, if I cooked it, trust me, you'd enjoy it a lot more."
Right on. So,
but that's like kind of the same thing with video games as well. It's just like, people just like people eat with their eyes before they eat with their hands. People play games with their eyes first. So that's like the reason why graphics appeal to people so much, and that's why people can become very impressionable over just the graphics.
Yeah, they do. So Rosa, I haven't heard from you in a bit, man. Where are you in this whole graphics versus everything else argument? Rosa.
He's not anywhere.
Oh man down.
He's also with us in spirit.
God damn, man.
What about Jay? You there, Jay?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, so now they come back.
So what was that again?
Yeah, where are you in the graphics argument, man? Graphics versus everything else.
Graphics.
What's your opinion here?
Now the thing with that is, graphics are nice. It's nice to look at beautiful things. Who doesn't like that, Whenever I see a world or a CGI movie or something like that, I'm just like, dang, that looks good. But the thing is, when it comes to a game, it should not be the main purpose of you getting it. Because the thing is, the game could look good all it wants. It could be like the most realistic thing. It could be really, really, really beautiful and pretty. But at the end of the day, okay, it's all about the gameplay. Because the only reason you get a game is because of probably, story, gameplay, and also having fun. So just to go by graphics, no, that's not the way it should be. Because it's like, once again, they are nice, but they are not a it's a minority. It's really small. Graphics could be a big huge thing, but that's not what should be. That's not what you should be going for, and it's really just sad.
All right,
these days, you see all these people go after just graphics, and nobody likes the gameplay.
Yeah. All right, man. Jay, where are you in this debate of ours? What's your opinion?
Well, personally, I'm more of a gameplay over graphics, but I do understand the need for graphics because I've played a lot of games, and I've played games that are aesthetically beautiful and pleasing to the eye and play like crap. And I've played games that are, not that good looking. I'm not even gonna lie, they're ugly as hell. But the gameplay was so damn good, I couldn't stop playing it. So I'm one of those guys that believe like balance and everything is always important. So yes, while graphics is very important graphically, and especially like you guys been saying now, there really is no excuse for it. For games being like non pleasing, but I also think that it takes time to craft a masterpiece. It takes time to craft good games, and I think a lot of the problem is it's like either art style or everybody's trying to be ultra realistic in everything, and some stuff you don't really need to be ultra realistic on. Have play with the art a little bit. Make it different, and test out and play with different kind of graphical styles. I mean, one one of my favorite games from the last generation was Red Steel. And Red Steel, the first Red Steel, they went with a realistic looking game kind of, and then in Red Steel 2 they went with a cell shade look, which I thought made the game much. It just made it feel better to me. So little things like that. I mean, little touches like that. But yes, graphics is important, but at the end of the day, it's not everything. It's not the main indicator of why you should like a game or not. It's just it's what you're seeing, but everything should be balanced out. Gameplay and graphics should be on par with one another, in my opinion.
All right. Cool.
I mean, I'll quickly just follow on from what both Rosa and Jay said. I definitely agree with everything Jay said as well. And but with one of the things you said, Rosa, was that graphics. You don't really buy a game. You're not really persuaded to buy a game because of graphics or whatever. And while for the most part that is true, I do believe that, because this is me personally, and I don't know if any of you lot can share my same sentiments. When you see a game, when you see a trailer for a game, and it looks like a quality game, and the graphics also look good on top of that, I'm sure you lot can't lie and say that I'm sure you lot can't lie and say I can't wait to actually have that in my Wii U and see what it looks like on the system.
Repeat that question.
I mean,
repeat that last bit.
Like, I mean, I really doubt anyone here says I'm sure everyone here, when they see a game that looks good, when they see a game that looks good in terms of like the gameplay and everything, and then you look at the graphics, think, oh, the graphics are really nice too. I'm sure everyone, I'm sure when we saw Mario Kart 8, I'm sure all of us couldn't wait to get that on our TV just to see how it looks.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
So I do believe, even though it's small, I do believe graphics have some kind of selling power in the game itself. I mean, I look at this whole thing holistically, and I believe that it's all a chain reaction in the end. If developers, I assume that good developers develop games on a holistic basis, so they look at the whole picture, So even if they have to deal with limitations, I'm sure if they're looking at crafting a good game, they're looking at crafting every single aspect of the game, because you think of most of the best games, all of them have had good soundtrack, great gameplay, and good graphics. So, I feel that it's a chain reaction. I don't think any developer just wants to deliver one. I believe that they know that certain ones are more important. Like gameplay is obviously the biggest priority out of all of them. But I'm sure that when they're developing the game, they're thinking, how can I make the gameplay great? How can I add good music? And how can I make the game look nice as well? So for me, it's just about the whole package. I understand more parts take priority over others, but and this is the thing where it comes to like where I say about earlier when I said about appreciating good art. Like one of the things I said in my video about graphics whoring, I don't like the term graphics whore. It makes you seem like a slut for something for money, I prefer to say an art connoisseur, because for me it's not about just appreciating the technical aspects of it, because technically the console may have not even been technically the console may have had a lot of limitations, but if the developers worked around those limitations, and was still able to produce a game that is pleasing to the eye, and if you've got an open enough mind and you can appreciate the different styles and the different efforts that go into games, like to me, Shovel Knight is one of the best looking games I've seen, simply because it captures it captures all of that 8-bit essence using modern technology, and I think that's amazing. To me,
people take that for granted. That's not easy to do. With the technology we have right now, to basically mimic, to a T, the old school way of visuals. I think that was a harder thing to do than people realize, and they did it pretty well.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what you said, T. We take certain things for granted at the end of the day. We take the attention to details in these games for granted, and we kind of undervalue the graphics by excuse me, looking at them on a surface value. Oh God,
bless you.
Thank you.
He's got Ebola, y'all.
Yeah, I think we do underappreciate the actual art behind it, like behind the craftsmanship. For me, another one to me, to me, the best looking game of all time, and this is just my opinion, the best looking game of all time will always be Paper Mario 2 Thousand-Year-Old Door, simply because the style that they had the game and that whole kind of puppet style and everything, where they had like the kind of paper play and everything, and when you go into the buildings and the paper will fall down and you see the way Mario moves and stuff like that. To me, that was amazing to actually incorporate that in a video game. And to me, Paper Mario 2 will always be the best looking game purely from an artistic perspective.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I think we've all given our opinions here on the graphics debate, which is ongoing. It'll never end. It's cyclical in that sense. We've given our opinions on Bayonetta, and we've, of course, at the beginning of our show tonight, we went through IGN's messable list.
That broke a piece of trash.
Even I didn't know how bad that list was because I just browsed through it and said, you know what, let's do that. But in any case, let's all give our sign-outs now, as well as tell our good audience here where when more of your content is coming to your individual channels. T, why don't you go ahead?
All right, fools. Hey, fools. Another wonderful podcast. Enjoyed it. Yeah, you can expect some pretty back-to-back stuff this week. I was working on a lot of videos, so I got some funny stuff, I think, coming for y'all in the form of music videos and whatnot. So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to that, and see you fools next time.
All right. Jay, what's going on with you for the coming week or so?
Well, right now I'm working on a Shadow of Mordor render. Hopefully that'll be up sometime tomorrow. I do have part 2 of Raiding the Vault, where we look at the 6th gen on Thursday. We're going to be taking a look at the PlayStation 2. So if you want to check that one out, we did do one with the GameCube from last Thursday. So we're going to be looking at PlayStation 2 this Thursday.
Okay, cool. All right, Rosa, man.
All right, well, it's been great, and I have some things coming up soon. Especially for Bayonetta 2 and stuff. Duh. So we gotta all enjoy that sexy frames per second. And also, I've been messing around with the live stream tool, so I finally got everything figured out. And just keep looking out for those every Friday, Saturdays on the Gamers at Large network, either Twitch or YouTube. I'm gonna do either both, and and we're gonna basically have game nights, especially with Bayonetta 2 and Smash Brothers. Expect a lot, trust me. So see you guys later. Peace.
All right, and Micah, what's going on with you?
I don't know what I'll be doing for this week because, like I said, my content's just a kind of on the spot thing. I come with an idea on the spot and decide to do something. Unless it's a podcast and I plan it. I have a special podcast coming up this Friday with a special guest. It is going to be called Street Culture Crosses Gaming Culture, and it's going to be basically looking into how the street culture naturally integrated its way into gaming culture by people just being who they are and taking that into the culture of gaming comparing it to how people try and stereotype the street culture and then force it into gaming and then further stereotype gaming with it, which is to me one of the issues as to why we have is one of the issues why people tend to just instead of buying games they just buy games that whatever social convention dictates they should buy, because as we all know, street culture is very influential. So it's going to be going into that. So hopefully that will be very interesting. I will have a special guest on there. So definitely check that out.
All right. And as for me, back over on the ZGZ, on Tuesday, you should be seeing a new VGX. I can tell you guys what it's going to be about right now. We're going to be talking about a potential action-adventure F-Zero game starring, the one and only Captain Falcon. We're going to be making that up from the ground up because we don't have anything to go on. But you know how crazy we get on Video Games Exposed, so look forward to it. Exposed, yeah. Look forward to it on Tuesday. And on either Wednesday or Friday will be the weekly Logicast podcast. And since that is very subjective as to what the content will be, happened in the week, what happens in the week, I can't really tell you what it's going to be about, but stay tuned and some details will be sure to find their way to you. But that's just about it. So, guys, thank you for watching. Um, we appreciate your participation and ask you to do even more. Maybe you can leave your top 10 Nintendo games down in the comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts of the Bayonetta 2 demo was, if you got your hands on it. And, of course, if you so choose, leave your opinion as to of the whole graphics debate as well in the comment section. Important, not important, completely inane, that is up to you. We look forward to seeing your input and feedback. But that's just about it. We've come to the end of this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Deuces. Peace out.